Welcome back to Real Estate Uncensored. This is the place where you learn how to attract an audience online, build influence, and get more clients. Zach Hammer is back with us today. He's the founder of Real Estate Growth Hackers. And of course, Greg McDaniel in the co-pilot seat today. What's up, man?
What up, man? It was a great show for a lot of folks that are not really comfortable on camera. We're going to give you this quick tactical things that you can do to really become the superstar that you dream of being, but you're sometimes just a little afraid to do. Zach is going to drop hammer up on this and is going to make sure that you guys all are just your own local, your micro famous celebrities is what we're going to turn you into. We're going to have Zach teaching you, and you can read Matt's book. I'm just the third wheel. I don't know what I'm doing on the show.
Whatever. All right, Zach. So in your work with real estate agents, you help turn them into kind of local celebrities. You're helping them do a local show, and you love it when they broadcast that show on Facebook Live for a lot of reasons, but not everybody is super comfortable right off the bat. So let's give them some very actionable tips and tactics for three things they can do today to get better at Facebook Live. And let's start with number one.
Yeah, so number one we have is eye contact. So eye contact is actually what I'm not doing right now. So right now I'm staring at my screen and I'm looking at your face because that's what I'm naturally drawn to do, right?
Yeah.
So the setup right here, I've got my camera right up here, but my screen is down here, right? So I'm looking at your face. But if I'm going to do this as a Facebook Live, I'm going to need to look at the camera, right? Yep. So that when people are watching the video, they can see that it looks like I'm looking at them, that I'm looking directly at them instead of looking somewhere randomly off in the distance. So that's one of the key things to do. Now, I'm going to go back to looking at you rather than looking at the camera, but that's when you're doing a Facebook Live, that's exactly what you want to do is you want to look at the camera.
Yeah, and that's not easy, I would say, because you're looking, especially when you're doing it from your phone, it is very natural to look at your face. Like you want to look yourself in the eye, and you want to see, and especially if you have like maybe some notes around, you might look down at your notes. I would say if you want to keep notes around, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, if you want to write up some bullet points, like literally have it in a sheet of paper, and there's nothing wrong with looking down. But look down at the notes and then look back up at the camera. Like look the camera in the eye like it's a human being. If you can remember to do that and think of the camera as if you were looking a friend in the eye, that's the best way to think about it. And then if you want to refer to notes, just look down, just like if you were having a sit-down conversation across from another human being. It wouldn't be weird to have notes there and look down at your notes occasionally, but you go back to making eye contact. So Greg, I don't know how much you deal with this. You seem to be really good at this because you naturally make eye contact with the camera, but maybe it's just because you've done it so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that's a knack, and that's one of the tips and tricks that I learned a long time ago. A lot of people, when you're having a conversation with a human being, typically you're not looking at both of their eyes. You're looking at one eye, right? Yeah. So this is just like it's like another person. It's really weird when someone has a wonky eye. I can't. Sometimes should I look at the wonky eye? Should I not look at the wonky eye? Do they know that I'm not looking at the wonky eye? Are they getting offended? I don't know. But
I don't know how the conversation went there. Let's get back on track because we're just going to end up insulting a percentage of the population. But I get where you're coming from, Greg. I get it.
So, I mean, for me, it's just I've seen other videos of people when they don't look at it and it feels weird. It's an inanimate object to stare into it and talk. What I did in the beginning is I would tape my camera here. I would tape a sheet of notes right below it so that I would look generally in the same direction. I mean, is that something you guys suggest, or would you honestly just say, okay, my notepad here, okay, bullet point 2, say it, bullet point 3, say it, and what would you guys suggest?
I think if you're on a desktop or something, and most people are not doing Facebook Lives from their desktop, so it's not really going to be an option. Like for those of us that pay a little bit extra for Zoom or Blue Jeans and we're doing Facebook Lives from that, then yes, you can put your notes like on your computer, but most people are doing Facebook Lives from their phone or their iPad. So like, it's just not really even an option. So you just have to get comfortable looking into the camera and then looking down at notes.
Okay. And the only other thing that I'd say too is this is probably one of those things in terms of doing a Facebook Live. If you aren't great yet at making eye contact with the camera, it's not the kind of thing that to me ruins the video, right? Like you can still make great videos without great eye contact and they'll still work well. So it's the kind of skill that you can practice as you've built up a habit of doing Facebook Lives as well.
Great tip.
Cool.
Good tip, Zach.
All right, and let's come to number 2, which is something I've been working a lot on lately, which is smiling with your eyes. I would consider myself someone who has a little bit of the RBF, shall we say, the resting bee face, especially when I'm really focused on what I'm saying. So I have to focus and devote just a little bit of my energy to making sure that I squint my eyes a little bit and smile with my eyes. Greg doesn't have as much of a problem with this because he's a goofball anyway. And so his natural face has more warmth and smile to it. But if anybody knows me, Greg, I guarantee you're about to make a black, cold-hearted joke here. But anyway.
It was. But it's true though. I will be honest. I've been watching the Facebook Lives when you're doing the micro famous, and you seem abnormally happy. And I'm like, man, he must be putting something special in his coffee. Nope, he's just practicing smiling with his eyes. It does make a difference. And I could tell a difference.
No, that's good to know.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually learned this was a thing back in high school when I was in choir, because they were telling us in choir that we needed to smile, and so everybody does it with their mouth because that's where you think you smile. But the reality is, while you're singing, you can't smile with your mouth, right? Like, that's not a thing that you do. So yeah, you have to do it with your eyes. Otherwise, what ends up happening is you just look like a psychopath. If you're smiling with your mouth and not with your eyes, you just look completely chaotic.
And if anybody wants a visceral example of this, go look up Jim Caviezel in Person of Interest, and you'll see what it's like to see somebody smile with their mouth and not their eyes, and it's creepy as hell.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right. Let's move on to number 3, which is a really good one. Which I think it's a technical function that most people don't know is possible.
Right.
So Zach, go ahead.
Yeah. So this idea, one of the biggest hurdles to getting good at Facebook Lives is literally just putting in the practice, right? Just getting on camera, getting used to the technology, typing in what you're going to say in your post, pressing the button to go live, knowing how the countdown timer is going to work compared to when you go live. Like, all of those just little technical details. Those are the kinds of things that like throw alarm bells up for a lot of people, that make them too afraid to actually push the button and go live. So one of the easiest ways to get past that is just create a private Facebook group. So go to Facebook, Google how to create a Facebook group. Create a Facebook group that you don't invite anybody into, and go live into that Facebook group. You can do this all from your phone. You can do it from your computer. You can do it from wherever you want to. But by not having anybody else in that group, you remove kind of all of the negative feelings that you might have about, oh, somebody's going to see me, doing this and not knowing what I'm doing, right? Because if it's a group that you haven't invited anybody into, the only person who can see it is you. The other way that you can do this is you can create still a private Facebook group, but invite people into it who are the kinds of people that you're happy to get feedback from, that you're comfortable being a little bit awkward with. So not your clients, not your potential people that you're looking to influence, but maybe role play partners or friends or family who can give you that honest feedback, or colleagues that can give you honest feedback. And maybe you all do this together, where you're learning and you're practicing just by going into a Facebook group dedicated to this purpose.
I'm looking here, and I'm on Facebook Live, and I what I found was, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a function here that it says I can go live just to me. Right. So if you don't want to learn how to do a Facebook group, which I think you should, but if you don't want to, you just want to try this, go into Facebook, go press the little live button, press where it should say public right below your name, press that, it'll drop down, and then just go hit only me, and you can record just to your Facebook page, and then of course you can delete it. I just found that I think that the other group is a great thing because you can grow that, but if people want to take action right now, that's a little tip and trick for you. So
Absolutely.
So we got 3 things. So 3 ways to get better at Facebook Live today: eye contact with the camera, smiling with your eyes, and practicing with an empty group or a small support group of fellow newbies maybe that are all working on Facebook Live together. All really good ideas. Awesome. Zach, if people want to learn more about what you do to help make local agents into the celebrity in their local area, where can they go?
Funny enough, it's called localcelebrityshow.com. So yeah, you can go there, check that out. You can get a little bit more information about what we're up to, see if it's a good fit for you, see if you like the concept, and reach out to us if you do.
That's right. And Greg, how do people reach you?
Guys, go ahead and text me 925-915-1978. Again, 925-915-1978. We'll do a quick tips and scripts. Anything you guys want to quickly ask me, I can answer for you. Or if you guys want to talk about EXP and kind of what we're doing, what we're building, and if you guys want to be a part of that, feel free to text me at that number. Matt, where can they stalk you?
They can stalk me at getmicrofamous.com. That's all my social links, the link to the masterclass on how to come up with your story hooks. You can get featured on podcasts, which to me is the first step, especially if you're in the coaching, consulting, teaching, leading, speaking side of things. So go to getmicrofamous.com. You can connect up and stay in touch with me there. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Shall we tie a nice, let's tie a little purple bow around this special episode for today.
Okay. I like purple bows. Yeah. I'm down with purple bows. And here's a little secret for you guys. That's not really Matt Johnson. That's Adam Levine. Until next time, guys. Peace out, ninjas. We gone.